Hello students, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss Euler's phi function. First of all, take one more example. The example is, if Ax is congruent to Ay modulo m, if Ax is congruent to Ay modulo m with greatest common divisor of A and m is equals to 1, then x is congruent to y modulo m. X is congruent to y modulo m. Then we have to prove this. Then prove that x is congruent to y modulo m by previous theorem. The previous theorem was, if Ax is congruent to Ay mod m, then x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of A and m. Using this result, we can directly solve this. Here we have given, or we know that the previous result, we know that if Ax is congruent to Ay modulo m, Ax is congruent to Ay modulo m, if and only if x is congruent to y modulo m upon greatest common divisor of A and m. Using this result, here we can directly write x is congruent to y modulo m, since GCD of A and m is equals to 1. Here greatest common divisor of A and m is equals to 1. Therefore Ax is congruent to Ay modulo m implies x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of A and m is 1. So we can write it as x is congruent to y modulo m. Hence the solution of this example. Take one more lemma. The lemma states that, statement of the lemma is, let P be a prime, let P be a prime number, then x square is congruent to 1 mod P. X square is congruent to 1 mod P if and only if x is congruent to plus or minus 1 modulo P, plus or minus 1 modulo P. Now we have given that P is prime number and x square is congruent to 1 mod P. We have to prove that x is congruent to plus or minus 1 mod P, and then in converse part we have to suppose this and prove this. So first of all, in the proof, first of all, assume that x square is congruent to 1 mod P and P is prime. Assume that x square is congruent to 1 mod P. X square is congruent to 1 mod P if and only if, using definition of congruence, we write it as this P divides x square minus 1. P divides x square minus 1. Now factoring x square minus 1, if and only if P divides, so a square minus b square, that is x square minus 1 square. Using this result, we can write it as P divides x minus 1 into x plus 1. Here P is prime and P divides A into B. So we can use Euclid's lemma, or we can directly write it as, if and only if P divides x minus 1 or P divides x plus 1. P divides A into B, then either P divides A or P divides B by Euclid's lemma. This is by using Euclid's lemma. P divides x minus y or P divides x plus 1. This gives this P divides x minus y. We can use definition of congruence and we can write x is congruent to 1 mod P, or from this we can write x is congruent to minus 1 mod P. We can write it as P divides x minus of minus 1. So writing it as, we get from this we get x is congruent to 1 modulo p, or from this we can write x is congruent to minus 1 mod p. This is by using definition of congruence. This gives us x, combining these two we can write x is congruent to either plus 1 or minus 1 modulo p. X is congruent to either plus 1 modulo p or x is congruent to minus 1 mod p. Hence the proof of this lemma. Now next topic is Euler's phi function. Next topic is Euler's phi function. Euler's phi function. Euler's phi function. Euler's phi function. First of all, in this topic, first definition is relatively prime integers. Before this starting this topic, we must know the definition of relatively prime integers, relatively prime numbers, relatively prime numbers. Two numbers a and b, the numbers a and b are said to be relatively prime, are said to be relatively prime, are said to be relatively prime if their GCD is 1. This just a recall from the our FYBSc. The numbers a and b are said to be relatively prime if their GCD is 1. If the GCD of any two numbers is 1, then we say that these two numbers are relatively prime, that is there does not exist another divisor greater than 1 which divides both of these two. Now come to our topic, Euler's phi function. Euler's phi function. The Euler's phi function is defined as, now definition of Euler's phi function. Definition of Euler's phi function. Euler's phi function. Definition of Euler's phi function. Let m greater than 0 be any positive integer. M greater than 0 be any positive integer. Be any positive integer. Then Euler's phi function. Then Euler's phi function. Then Euler's phi function, phi of m, that is phi of m is the number of positive integers, number of positive integers less than or equals to m. Number of positive integers less than or equals to m that are relatively prime to m, that are relatively prime to m, that are relatively prime to m. Means for any positive integer m, the Euler's phi function is defined as the number of positive integers that are relatively prime to m, that means the number of positive integers less than or equals to m whose greatest common divisor with m is equals to 1. For example, phi of 1 is equals to 1, since 1 is relatively prime to itself. We must find the positive integers less than or equals to m. Here m is equals to 1, so less than or positive integers less than or equals to 1 is 1. Now suppose phi of 2. So we have to find the number of integers. We don't have to find which number of integers. We have to find total number of integers less than or equals to this m which are relatively prime to m. Here great positive integer less than or equals to 2 is first of all 1. So GCD of 1 and 2 is 1. Now the second integer is 2, but GCD of 2 and 2 is 2. So 2 is not in our counting, so phi of 2 is equals to 1. Since GCD of only 1 and 2 is equals to 1, so this 1 goes in our list of positive integers which are relatively prime to 2. If we take the GCD of 2 and 2 which is equals to 2, so this 2 is not relatively prime to 2, therefore the only one number is in the Euler's phi function. Now for suppose 3, so number of integers less than 3 are 1 and 2, but we have to find the number of positive integers less than or equals to m. But whenever we are going to take the number equal to m, then their GCD with m is again m. So we must find the number of integers less than that m. So phi of 3, the number of integers less than 3, positive integers less than 3 are 1, 2 and 3. GCD of 1 and 3 is 1. Again GCD of 2 and 3 is 1. So there are 2 integers less than m which are relatively prime to m. So phi of 3 is equals to 2. So if we take the phi of 4, the integers less than 4 are, positive integers less than 4 are 1, 2 and 3. GCD of 1 and 4 is 1. Again GCD of 2 and 4 is 2. So 2 is not in our counting. So again next is 3. GCD of 3 and 4 is again 1. So there are 2 integers which are 1 and 3. There are these 2 integers which are relatively prime to 4. If you find the phi of 5, then the integers less than 5 and great positive integers less than 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for taking GCD of 1 and 5, we get GCD of 1 and 5 is equals to 1. Again 2 and 5 is equals to 1, 3 and 5 is again equals to 1, and GCD of 4 and 5 is again equals to 1. So phi of 5 must be 4, since the relatively prime numbers are 1, 2, 3 and 4. All 4 numbers are relatively prime to 5. Now for phi of 6, the positive integers less than 6 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. GCD of 1 and 6 is equals to 1, GCD of 2 and 6 is equals to 2, GCD of 3 and 6 is equals to 3, and GCD of 4 and 6 is equals to 2, since 2 divides 4 and 2 divides 6. Therefore only 1 is the number which is relatively prime to. So the one more number remaining is 5, since there are 5 integers less than 6 and greater than 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. GCD of 1 and 6 is equals to 1. GCD of this is the set, these are not GCD. GCD of 2 and 6 is equals to 2. GCD of 3 and 6 is equals to 3. GCD of 4 and 6 is equals to 2, but GCD of 5 and 6 again equals to 1. So this number 1 and this number 5 are relatively prime to 6. 1 and 6 are the 2 numbers relatively prime to 6. Therefore these 2 numbers we have to find the number of integers. How many numbers are there? 2 numbers of integers are there which are relatively prime to 6. Therefore phi of 6 is equals to 2. Again if we take the phi of 7 is prime number. So every integer less than 7, every positive integer less than 7 is relatively prime to 7. So there are 6 numbers, since 1 is relatively prime to 7, since GCD of 1 and 7 is equals to 1, GCD of 2 and 7 is again equals to 1, GCD of 3 and 7, 4 and 7, 5 and 7 and 6 and 7 are also equals to 1. So phi of 7 is equals to 6. Now phi of 8, to find phi of 8, we know that 1 to 7 are the positive integers less than 8. So GCD of 1 and 8 is equals to 1, GCD of 2 and 8 is equals to 2, GCD of 3 and 8 is equals to again 1, GCD of 4 and 8 is equals to 4, GCD of 5 and 8 is again equals to 1, GCD of 6 and 8 is equals to 2, since 2 divides 6, 2 divides 8, GCD of 7 and 8 is equals to 1. So there are 1, 2, 3 and 4 integers which are relatively prime to 8. So the integers which are relatively prime to 8 are 1, 3, 5 and 7. Similarly we can find the phi of any number. To find the numbers relatively prime to some positive integer m, there are some notes, right? First of all, we are going to take some notes. Using that notes, we can easily find the numbers which are relatively, total number of integers which are relatively prime to that number. The first note is notes. First note is, if p is prime, if p is prime, then phi of p is equals to, from these 8 numbers, there are 2 is prime number, 3 is again prime number, then 4 is prime number, sorry, 5 is prime number, 7 is prime number. There are 1, 2, 3 and 4 primes, and for that every prime we can find a result. So for phi of 2 is prime number, we get the phi of 2 is equals to 1, that is 2 minus 1 is 1. Again for 3, phi of 3 is equals to 2, so 3 minus 1 is 2. Again for phi of 5 minus 1 is 4. Similarly phi of 7 minus 1 is 6. So for every prime we get the phi of p is equals to that prime minus 1. So for a prime number, phi of p is equals to p minus 1. Now to find the phi of any prime, that is your phi function of any prime number, we can directly use this result. For example, if we are going to find the phi of, suppose 41 is prime number, so phi of 41 must be 41 minus 1 is 40. So if we find this number m which is prime, then phi of that prime is equals to p minus 1. Now second note is, now the second note is, if m, the number m whose phi we are going to find m is multiple of two numbers m1 and m2, suppose m is equals to m1 into m2, and the most important condition is here, GCD of m1 and m2 is equals to 1, greatest common divisor of m1 and m2 is equals to 1, then phi of m is equals to phi of m1 into phi of m2. To find phi, if we write the number m in the multiple of two numbers, we directly can't use this. We must have the GCD of these two factors of m, that GCD must be 1, then we can use this node, that is phi of m is equals to phi of m1 into phi of m2. For example, suppose 6 is equals to 2 into 3. Here 2 we factorize 6 into 2 factors, that is 2 into 3, and clearly we can say that GCD of 2 and 3 is equals to 1. So to find phi of 6 we can use phi of 2 into phi of 3. GCD of phi of 2 is 1 and phi of 3 is 2. So we get phi of 6 is equals to 2. We can use this note in this manner. Now the third note is, let m is equals to p1 raised to alpha 1 into p2 raised to alpha 2 up to pn raised to alpha n. That is, if we write m in canonical form, that is canonical form means prime raised to some, that is m, if we write m in multiplication of primes, that is product of primes. So we write this canonical factorization. Let m can be written in the canonical factorization, then let m is equals to p1 raised to alpha 1, p2 raised to alpha 2 up to pn raised to alpha n be a canonical factorization, of m, then phi of m is equals to, m into 1 minus 1 upon p1 into 1 minus 1 upon p2 up to 1 minus 1 upon Pn, up to Pn. This is the most important note. For any number m, we can write its canonical expression, and using this this note, that is phi of m is equals to m times 1 minus 1 upon P1, 1 minus 1 upon P2, 1 minus 1 up to 1 minus 1 upon Pn. Using this result, we can find the number of integers which are relatively prime to this number for any larger number. If we factorize, suppose for example, if we take the large number in the suppose 3 4 4 4, so this for this number we can express this number in canonical factorization by expressing this number in product of primes. So first of all, we must find the product of primes, must find the factors of this number. So if we divide this number into 2, we can write this 17 into 22, sorry 17 22 into 2. Again here is even number, so we can factorize into in this manner 861, and now again this for this number, if we divide this number into by 3, we get 287, and we can use the calculator in our number theories paper. So using calculator we can calculate this 3 into 7 into 41. So 2 is prime number, 2 is again prime, 3 is again prime, 7 is prime, and 41 is prime. So we can write it as 2 square into 3 into 7 into 41. So this is the canonical expression of 3444. So to find phi of 3444, we can use the result this 3444 into 1 minus 1 upon P1, that is 2. Again 1 minus 1 upon P2 is 3, 1 minus 1 upon 7, 1 minus 1 upon 41. Simplifying this, that is 3444 into 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 7 is 6 by 7, and 1 minus 41, 1 minus 1 upon 41 is 40 by 41, and simplifying this we get 960. 960 numbers are relatively prime to 3444. So this is the most important note, hence it is, that's in our Euler's phi function.